So now I'd like to bring in leaders from two community sport providers, organizations that have not only endorsed, but started using the Children's Bill of Rights in sports, with a goal of fully aligning with the 8 rights. Kim Oden is one of the best volleyball players this country has ever produced, an Olympic medalist at the 1992 Games. Today, she's chair of the executive board of Starlings Volleyball USA, the mission of which is to positively impact the lives of at-risk girls through the sport of volleyball. Starlings provides quality training and competition for youth who would otherwise not be able to play. The cost to participate in club volleyball has become exorbitant, creating a sport environment which is 80% white affluent youth. Starlings Volleyball brings the game along with character development and curriculum and college and career counseling to more than 2,500 girls annually who would be otherwise locked out of the sport. Through partnerships, Starlings opens gym opportunities in low-income communities around the country by bringing free netting systems and balls to schools, churches, boys and girls clubs, YMCAs, and Salvation Army gyms where they may have a gym floor but no volleyball setup. Starlings is a nonprofit. I9 Sports is a for-profit, and Chris Snyder is Vice President of Operations. I9 is a fast-growing, multi-sport provider with a national footprint and is focused solely on community-based kids sports leagues in flag football, soccer, basketball, baseball, lacrosse, and volleyball. Chris joined the company last year after more than 8 years of leading the coaching education department at the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, where he served as well as the liaison to Project Play. So welcome, Chris and Kim. Chris, let me start with you. You put in place the American Development Model at the USOPC, helping NGBs adopt best practices in developing athletes. You're also familiar with the safe sport abuse training and the values of Project Play, which are health, inclusion, and the need for sports to be fun. What do you see as the chief value or benefit of the Bill of Rights?
Yeah, Tom, what's amazing to think about is the journey that Project Play has come along for so many years. It's grabbed tons of data. It's gotten a lot of amazing people to come together and all kind of share in what we think, which is we want youth sports to be an amazing experience. We want to give back to the next generation for the amazing stuff that we all went through. And I mean, it's an honor to sit here, and be next to Kim talking about things like this, but all that journey and hard work has pulled together all that information, but how do you guide us to make our next steps and set our strategic plans and say, how do we get better in making sure that we have qualified program leaders? How do we actually treat our athletes with dignity? What does that mean? And actually have some items we can go after. And so, and just from, what Kim's organization does and what she's done as an Olympian, I mean, those values can get pushed, whether you're for-profit or nonprofit. It brings us all together under one roof with a common language. So I feel that's the excitement of this, Tom. It pays tribute to all the work that's been done before and allows us to get focused on the work we all could do together, no matter how you file your taxes in the future.
And Kim, how is Starlings using the Bill of Rights?
Well, Tom, I believe that we have been instituting these Bill of Rights since the beginning, and it's so nice to have, like Chris was saying, how I consider the Project Play Bill of Rights to be simple and elegant. They're just so easy to use, and so the ones that we are using in particular is the number one, to play sports. As you mentioned earlier, club volleyball is a very expensive sport. Sometimes it may cost between $3,000 and $5,000 a year, not counting travel for costs of flights and hotel stays to play on some of the most competitive clubs in the country. So Starlings provides a club experience for significantly less than the average, under $1,000, and we help players and directors with that cost. So we provide financial assistance for players and program directors who struggle to pay for club dues and travel expenses. Additionally, I love the equal opportunity for personal growth and to enjoy themselves. Volleyball should be fun. For kids, it should be fun. Sports should be fun.
That's awesome. And congratulations on the growth. I mean, even during COVID, when a lot of programs that were serving disadvantaged kids struggled, you guys have grown. So you're obviously doing something right. Is there an area of the Bill of Rights, maybe one or more of the rights, where you feel like you could do more work, or an area of improvement?
So Starlings, as I mentioned, one of the ways we offer the financial assistance that we mentioned is through donations and also through our partnerships. One of our partnerships, or two, is with USA Volleyball, which of course is near and dear to my heart, and also with the Art of Coaching, which is run by Terry Liskevich. And both of those organizations have been very generous with our Starlings coaches and directors in providing a plethora of coaching education opportunities to learn more about the ins and outs of coaching young girls. Additionally, in the biannual, we have biannual, now virtual, directors conferences in which we bring in experts in coaching to share their knowledge with our directors and coaches. And finally, we're in the process of providing coaches with a more personal Starling-centered program that we're working on and hope to roll out soon.
And Chris, when you look at the Bill of Rights, I mean, where I9 Sports, where do you see the greatest alignment, and where do you need to do more work?
What's been great about I9 Sports, I mean, our mission of helping children succeed in life through sports, right? And our vision is to provide the best recreational experience from 3 to 14. Our sweet spot is under 12. We do amazing in that space of being age appropriate. So we've taken the American development model and the long-term athlete development concepts, pulled it into our programming where in our Pee Wee leagues, you're playing appropriate, smaller sided games, lots of touches. We're providing coaches with resources to keep it fun and to allow the athletes to develop. And as you go to our junior and senior levels, we're allowing that progression to come up to allow athletes to play something that's still age appropriate. So when you look at age appropriate and you look at the sportsmanship side of things, when it comes to, your athletes being treated with dignity, I get excited because we're teaching sportsmanship values at every single practice. We're asking the volunteer coaches to talk about different key sportsmanship values, and we're giving awards for, promoting that in play. And you can even take a sign home, put it in your front yard saying you were the sportsmanship winner. I mean, it's funny when you talk to the traditional, lists that are hard to get around to our cause. They're like, oh, that's weak. It's like, no, dude, that's what you do now. Like, youth sports is about getting kids to love sport and grow as human beings. So we got excited to look at the Bill of Rights and say, wow, we really thrive in these sportsmanship areas. We thrive in age appropriate, where we know we need to get better. And what was great about auditing ourselves with the Bill of Rights was we're saying we do well in qualified program leaders. Everyone's background checked. Everybody's got some form of training. But, we have an opportunity in how our programming works. We can actually police our things going around. We have staff in place that are walking around the fields to make sure you're playing the sport the right way or coaching it the right way. So we saw, wow, we have quality control. We need to step it up, though, and take advantage because these things matter. And by using a tool like this, again, you can get laser focused. It's super simple. You can get focused on what matters. And then really the proof's in the pudding. If you can deliver, it's something you should celebrate. If you're not delivering in those areas, man, here's a roadmap. Again, backed by all that data and those conversations we've had for almost a decade, Tom, that says put your time into these key areas the Bill of Rights is. These are the things that are going to matter, and these are the things that are really going to get you the return that all of our businesses need. And if you look at millennial parent research and Generation Z parent research, okay, Gen Z parents are 24 years old. Their kids are now coming into that 4, 5, 6-year-old, kind of place, 3-year-old place where I thrive. They're demanding, they can gather that info. They want to see brands that are associated. So when they see Project Play with all the great people that wrap around it and contribute, it's a trusted source. They want to buy from trusted sources. They want to be a part of trusted sources. So tools coming from those trusted sources get those parents excited to be affiliated with that. And no matter what, from beginning of time to the end of it, kids are the most prized possessions. No matter where you live in this world, we all love our kids, man. So we want to make sure our kids are safe, have a great experience. This kind of puts those millennial and Gen Z parents coming up the food chain, their demands right in line with what we know is going to be great for sport long term. We all love our kids. We want them to love sport and have a great experience. This simplifies and levels the playing field, whether, again, you're for-profit and a franchisor like us, or you're a nonprofit and national group, a group like Kim's doing amazing stuff for so many young girls across the country. We can all get on the same page of what success looks like.
Yeah. And so, Kim, I mean, as a nonprofit, Starlings relies on fundraising and partnerships. So can you see a commitment to the Bill of Rights being used as a way to set yourself apart from other providers seeking grants and donations?
Actually, yes. I mean, I think that this document, or this idea of a children's Bill of Rights, is so powerful that being able to say that we are, aligning with much of it and are working on the other pieces in our grant, proposals would definitely help us.
Yeah, awesome. Well, listen, thank you both for really a terrific discussion. We hope it encourages other sport providers to go through the same process that both of you have, and use our editable template to review their policies and practices. Do with it what you wish. Keep it internal, share it with your stakeholders, your parents, put it on your website, whatever. To see how Starlings Volleyball and I-9 Sports have used the forum, check the links in the chat function and on our event site. So again, thank you very much.